Cub and Chub. The recording is in progress. And we've said everything we were going to say. So thanks, you guys, and have a great evening.
Have a great week.
No.
Producer Bear was sleeping at the wheel. It's like, oh no.
Well, you are depriving yourself of calories. So we'll give you
Yes,
a
it's
little
the
bit.
shedding season. Right before
Yeah.
cuffing season, there's shedding season. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I am also trying to not eat as much as I want. So
I'm fine. Before we get into all that, it's so good to see you.
hi, it's great to see you as well. It's
To our
great to be
wonderful
seen.
say what?
It's great to be seen,
Great to be seen. To the
not in green.
listeners, they don't know we've not had like a episode in a couple weeks. We've been
No, Bear doesn't want to see me unless the recording is in
I s-
progress.
I
So
said, get this bitch out of my
yeah,
face for 2 weeks
he
minimum.
said, I saw you for 4 days, only you,
On a
and I
boat.
want to see you for another year.
I don't want to deal with it.
And that's fine. Even though I was gonna come to your event.
You were. Oh God, we
Yeah.
really have not talked to these people in
No,
2 weeks.
we have not. We have not
Okay,
talked to
so good to see you. Yeah. So listeners, you've been listening to me and Tim's rambunctious life
escapades.
escapades on the cruise. We had a great time, as I'm sure you heard. Um, and 2 days after we got back, I
Yes.
got COVID.
And
I got
did.
COVID.
Yeah, because your
And
immune system is a little down.
it's compromised at all times, unfortunately.
Yes.
For it's the Lord's work. It is what it is. And
Yes.
and I,
And we learned a lesson, right? Like, don't do anything 2 weeks before you have to do things with money.
yes, lay low,
Yeah.
plan it out. Tim, we were on that boat, and I didn't even think about any of that one time. And then we got on the plane. I got on my plane home,
Um,
and we're in the air, and around me,
oh, yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
losing their minds, and I'm like,
I literally, like, I was waiting for the plane and I saw people like coming. Like, I just saw them descending and I was like, oh, and I went and got my mask and
grab
put
your
it
mask.
on immediately.
Yeah.
And I guess it saved me because I did not get it.
Yeah, no, you were good. I was home for 2 days with Al, and that Wednesday at 3 o'clock, I was like, my throat feels itchy. And by 4 o'clock, I couldn't think straight. The
Oh
headache was so
no.
bad. So like, and we had tests, but they were expired. But Biden said the expired ones were okay. So I
Yeah,
used those, and I
they're
tested.
okay for like, I think a year, I think. Or
Yeah, so we
2 years.
were like, well, we'll give it a shot. And girl, I hit the drop. I went boop. That bitch went red
Ah!
immediately. I was like, fire! I was
The
like, oh
vid, the
no.
vid, the
I was like, oh shit. So luckily it was like the first 24, 36 hours were like the worst. But my head hurt. I was stuffy. I got cold chills, couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
But after like 24, 36 hours, like most things subsided, and I was good by like the next week, like back to 100%. But
Mhm.
that shit, and then I had to delay my infusion. For those that don't know, I've got to do this bi-monthly infusion for my UC so that my stomach doesn't die. But I can't go in and do that with the other people in the room because they are also immune compromised.
Yes.
So I had to cancel that. This also meant that I couldn't do my Chaperone show. So that Saturday was like day 5 of the window,
Yeah.
but it was too close. The
Yeah.
part, I didn't want,
Absolutely. Not
yeah,
to mention, I mean, like, even though you were not probably stuffy, you still probably tired
oh,
and
I was, yeah, no,
like,
I was still breathing heavy.
yeah.
I was not back to 100 on Saturday, but whether or not it was contagious is like, I don't know. We sold a lot of tickets, which was awesome. So it was going to be a packed room.
Yeah.
And I lucked out. Thank you to DJ Altitude. DJ Altitude
Yes.
they're a DJ, but they're also a drag performer. So they kind of do a little bit of both.
Ooh.
So their
What's
aesthetic
their drag
was
name?
they go by Altitude, like
Oh,
altitude, but
okay.
altitude. So I believe that's also their drag name.
Cute.
But their
Hi, altitude.
Altitude is their handle. They stepped in last minute, like literally last minute, and did the show. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank
But
you.
Tim, you were gonna surprise me.
I was so excited because I don't do surprises.
You don't. That's
I
okay.
don't, and I know that you love them. And it was the one thing that I was like, "Yay, I get to do this." But the world had other plans,
Yeah, cut us down pretty
and
quick.
that plan involved me being on the couch and enjoying the weekend there. But I would have loved to be with you and hang out with you. Also, it's good because that global IT thing happened.
That
So
also happened that Friday. So yeah,
yeah,
your plane got delayed and moved
yeah,
at least
it got
once.
canceled. Like
Straight up canceled.
yeah.
Um,
So
so
I would have had to like drive, and so it all
yeah,
worked out.
it was kind of a wild weekend. But yeah, so recovered from COVID since we last talked to the people.
Mhm.
I've booked a lot of other shows, which is wild. Again, Tim
Booked
has
and
just
busy.
put it out there for somebody, so I really appreciate that. Um,
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank the source. Thank the source. Um, so I want to ask you a question
Yeah.
about
No, don't
how
ask me
you.
about men because I hate them right now.
No,
But
no, no. We're not gonna talk about boys. Boys, all type of boys. Saw Missy Elliott last night. Holy shit, Missy
yeah,
Elliott, Sierra,
yeah,
Busta Rhymes,
yeah.
Timbaland. That was
2000s, like just.
4 hours of insanity. It was so good. It was so
Uh,
good.
did you tell Buster I said I've always loved him and will continue to do so
I knew you
until he
loved some
comes
Busta.
until he
And
comes inside of me. But it is what it is.
not only was he like still up to par because he's just one
Yeah,
of the best rappers ever, he was so funny. Like
yeah.
his piece, he was up there with another
Bet it
MC,
was
so they kind of
big.
worked. Sorry,
Yeah. You said his piece. I bet it was huge.
his piece. Yes, it was
His
huge.
penis. I bet it was huge.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Bust a bust. But
Please do.
him and his MC like were working the crowd like a comedy duo. And
Hmm.
so it was so good. I was so excited and we had a blast. That's not what I want to talk about. Um, so I'm gonna tell you a story, and I'm just kind of curious like how you would handle this because I've spent my life managing people, hating it, and
Hmm.
actively trying not to.
Hmm.
And every time I get into the position where I have to manage people, I find myself really regretting that I ever took any of that bullshit on.
Yeah.
So I booked that chapel show.
Hmm.
This national touring company booked me and said, "Hey, like we saw your profile. We're gonna book this show in Richmond. Do you want to DJ it?" I said, "Sure." And they go, "Do you know any drag performers?"
Hmm.
And I said, "Yeah," because A, I do,
Yeah.
and B, I really am the person who remembers when you helped me.
Yeah.
I'm that girl. So when they asked if I knew any drag performers, I said I do, and I got them on speed dial. And these were the people who booked me first, like got me
Yes.
into the queer space,
Hmm.
gave me an opportunity, and have been extremely friendly and cool since.
Hmm.
So I reached out to them. I got these drag queens booked, but what ended up happening is I was playing middleman.
Yes.
So the promoters like ask them what they want to get paid, and like right, so ask them what their
I
rate
don't
is,
like that.
like get their
Yeah.
rate. I was like, okay. So I asked each three performers what their rates were, and all three of them wanted a different rate.
Yeah.
I'll take this, I'll take that. So I said, okay, relate that back to promoter. The promoter like haggled with me to then go back and haggle with them. So if somebody wanted 200, he was like, "Will they do it for 150?" So I'm like going between the
That's when I
girls.
would have gave the email and let
I
them,
it's
because
it's when I
honestly, you should know what they make.
I'm also performing. I'm a
Yeah.
performer. I'm not a manager or a supervisor. I am on stage with them.
Because unless you're getting 10% of that, that's not your job.
No, no. So what I should have done in that moment is said, actually, don't feel comfortable with this. Here's their contacts. Like,
Don't
you
even say don't feel comfortable with it. Just be like, here's their contacts. They will let you know their rates.
whatever it is. I should have said something, and I
Yeah.
didn't. So we're going back and forth. It never even dawned on me, Tim, that whatever they got booked, these three people know each other. They work in Richmond together.
Yeah.
So when she booked it for 300 and the other one booked it for 100.
100. Yeah.
Yeah. So they, like the day before the show, as I'm trying to bow out because of COVID,
Yeah.
I get this message. And if the person who messaged me is listening to this, I'm not mad at you. That's not what this is about. I love you to death. But one of the performers messaged me and they're like, hey, I just found out like I'm getting paid significantly less than the other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess they thought that they were some budget and that they were gonna, and there is a budget.
Yeah.
And
There's
the
always a
person
budget.
there's always a budget and the person booking it is trying to make money. So if he can spend 300 and you say you're gonna book it for 100, sweet. I saved $200 for me. That's my money.
Exactly.
So they hit me up and like, yeah, I was like trying to figure out like why they got offered more. And there was also this question about if people were going to be allowed to tip at the show, because it's not just like, it wasn't really a drag show. It was dancing with some drag. And as we all know, drag performers live off of tips, and they're on the stage, they're out with the people. How are they going to get the tips? It was so they booked one of them low. They didn't know they're going to get tipped. And now they're like, kind of feel like they undersold themselves, which I get. And then I'm in the middle going like, I'm feeling away. I'm like, this was supposed to be a fun time with me and my friends. And now they kind of feel like they're getting dicked over. There's also all this other bullshit we're not going to go into happening in the drag community here right now. Yeah. So everybody's looking over their back. Everybody's ready to fight. That's the other thing. It's like, who did who wrong? Yeah. And what am I going to post about you in my story tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's
and
really
who's gonna get canceled?
There's this stuff, and some of this stuff is very upsetting, and airing of laundry is happening, and some of it is a reckoning that needed to happen, to be honest. But there's a feeling in the air that people are getting theirs right now. So in the middle of trying like book the show, so proud, they asked me if my friends wanted to play with me. I got my friends on the show. Yeah. And then becoming this middle management in the middle of it, I'm feeling awkward about trying to advocate for them. Yeah. To the point, and Tim, don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh at me. To the point where I gave up part of my pay to bring the other two up who he was trying to screw over. So he was really coming in super low. And I said, you know what, take this percentage of mine and just give it to them, so they'll show up and like not feel like you're screwing them over. This is what I do. I'm in the middle. I feel awkward. I want to play nice with everybody. I don't want anybody to be mad at me.
I think this is a lesson for you. Is to get out of the middle.
Yeah. So the story here is that everything worked out okay. The show went so well. Yeah. They made so much money. Yeah. But afterward, they're like, when can we book the next one? Everybody was asking for the next one. So
as soon as we get paid correctly, that's when we do it.
I said, glad it went well, as the person who couldn't perform and didn't get paid anything ultimately anyway. Yeah. After all anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. But so
honestly, you should get a manager's fee.
I should get something for everything I did anyway.
10%.
So that happened. So then they booked me again down in Virginia Beach. And the same thing started to happen. He goes, hey, blah, blah, what's your rate? He goes, do you know any drag queens? And I said, A, I don't work Virginia Beach, so I actually really don't know any drag queens. And B, I did not feel comfortable what happened last time, so I don't want to do this anymore. He goes, no, you shouldn't be in the middle anyway. I just kind of thought since you were playing with... He like owned it a little bit. But he also played it to like, well, since you knew the drag queens, I thought it was easier for you to communicate with them. No worries, I'll do it. I was like, sweet.
No, did that. No, he did that on purpose. He knew what he was doing.
I either way, I don't care. I'm not doing it. So he is now working with the Virginia. I'm like, you just tell me their name and the track they need,
Yep.
Click play
And I will perform my things for my coins.
for my money. So you live and learn, but it's just like I'm dealing with this in other aspects of my life, and I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for other people's happiness and their coin.
This
I
is a
want
good
my
lesson to
coin.
learn now.
Yeah. Well, I'm 40. I mean, I should have learned this.
No, 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 no. I mean, like in general. Well, you're always going to be the middleman. You're the middle child. So, like you have that syndrome.
Right.
But this is a good lesson to learn in business, and this business that you're doing
Yeah.
now while you're smaller, because it's
Sure.
only up from here.
Sure.
So it's good to do it before you get the millions and have to like
Yeah.
deal with that.
Right. That's a good way to look at it. I like that. But I every time
Yeah.
you do this job really well. Do you want to manage these people? No, we'll pay you a lot of money to do it. Okay.
Well, he didn't pay you nothing.
this scenario, that didn't really end up working out. But it's like I don't want to. I don't like
The
being a
power of now.
negotiator.
Don't listen. All money ain't good money. So
No.
if it's gonna worry you to death,
Yeah.
then just leave it on the table, because there's more. There's other money that is for you.
Right. It's gonna ruin our vacation.
Yeah.
That whole fucking mess.
Exactly.
So, anywho, so
sometimes we have a landlord for a reason. Like, buying a house isn't all what it's cracked up to be.
I mean, even so, in my relationship, I'm good cop, Al's bad cop.
Yeah.
We know this. We're comfortable in our roles. So I will put in the ticket and play nice first. When like our freezer's been broken for 3 weeks, I put in the ticket. It took them 2 weeks to get somebody out here. They finally diagnosed the issue, but we still got a broken freezer waiting for them to order a part, replace it, whatever they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at Al like, you don't want me to sick him on you. He don't give a fuck about you or your feelings. So talk to me. But if
Child,
we don't get
3 days, you got 3 days.
I'm surprised.
And then I'm calling my friend. I'm calling my friend.
Calling your friend. Yeah. He's just on the chain in the backyard. I will let him loose. You don't want
3 days. Any more than 3 days, and then it's getting into my life. And I'm sorry, you're gonna
it's affecting stuff.
You're gonna have to get some hands. It's not gonna be my hands because I don't get dirty.
No,
but it's gonna be somebody's hands.
Somebody else who don't give a fuck about their life.
Shout out to you, Tara. I love you very much.
Oh, hey Tara. Tim, you know who's a loyal listener?
Who?
What's up, Gary? How you doing? Gary.
Hi, Gary. How are you? I'm very sad I didn't get to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Gary. Gary has been like unknowingly a vital like part of my life. I really enjoyed like the times that I'm like around him. Yeah. He always like says something or does something that like really shifts me in some sort of way for my life.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Listeners, Gary is good people. He's one of our fraternity brothers from back in the day.
He is. I didn't know. Oh my God, you listen, girl.
He listens. I forget. We were eating dinner and he's like, he had an idea for an episode. He's like, I'm gonna come on your podcast and we're gonna talk about. And I can't remember what the topic was, but I was like, Gary, we can figure something.
I would love to see him in Dungeons and Dragons.
Gary and D&D.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Gary and Tony together.
Oh, hey Tony, how you doing?
Hi, Tony.
Tony.
Oh my God. This is coming up. Happy birthday.
Is it Tony's birthday?
It'll be next.
It will have happened?
Next the 10th. So.
Oh, gotcha. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Love you very much. You're getting sweet older.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
Girl, I have issues with people today.
Wow, what's up?
Some girl in the grocery store, she had her cart like moved and the man was trying to get by. And so I said, oh, ma'am, your cart is right here. I'm going to move it so he can get by. She was like, oh, well, he was like, oh, I guess I didn't realize he couldn't get by. And then I walked off and I was like, okay. And I walked off and she was like, he called me ma'am. Do I look, and he didn't say, do I look like a ma'am? I turned back around and said, yes, you look very matronly.
Ah!
I was like, you look like you have 2 kids.
Oh, no, see, you ain't gotta do all that.
And I was like, because my thing is this, if this is the problems that you have in life is that you look like an old wrinkly up bitch, then you have a good life going on. Like, because some people can't even afford the milk you were looking at.
Yeah.
Some people can't even fathom getting up because they're so tired from chemo, they can't even go to the grocery store. So, girl, yes, I called you ma'am because I don't know what else to call you. Hey, bitch, get out the way. Like, what you want me to say?
Yeah.
Like, get it together, people. Who cares about motherfucking age?
I realized very recently that people who get upset when you call them ma'am or sir, I also get that with sir. When I say sir to people, they'll be like, sir. And I'm like, you know what? Your problem isn't with me. Your problem is your perception of.
Because if you were young and somebody called you sir, they don't have no problem with it.
No.
Young people, if you say, hey, sir, get out the way, they'd be like, oh, okay. Like,
right.
The problem is you think you're old.
You think you're old, and you think I'm like dissing you by like trying to be respectful and like, I don't know your name. I'm just trying to be respectful.
I don't know your name. I don't know your gender or whatever. But, I mean, ma'am, sir, what am I supposed to say? I'm not going to say sis, you're white. But like, I'm just not going to be like, hey, sis, get out the way. That's not me. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you want. Like,
I'm curious, what is the gender neutral term for sir or ma'am?
Hey, you. Like, what?
But again, sir or ma'am is like it's the expectation. It's like trying to be like a sign of respect. Like
not to me. Like, it's just really, I don't have anything else to say. Like, I don't know your name. It's not even a sign of respect for me. Like, I guess that's what other people like. I call my niece ma'am. Girl, she's 20. I don't. Yeah. It's just a way of getting your attention because there's no other way to get your attention.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say? So, say if one of your nieces or your nephews was in the way and you didn't know.
I would say ma'am or sir. Yeah, ma'am or sir. Yeah.
Like, it's really not your age, even though you did look old. You had wrinkles that were in places that old people have wrinkles. And whether or not you were 47 or 14, like, get over it.
Insert ageism joke here. That
you know what they call people over 28? Spinsters. No, I think they call them horn nuts or something like.
What? Horn nuts?
Thornbacks. That's what. No. Like, if you're over 30 and you're unmarried as a woman, you're a thornback.
Thornback?
Yeah.
Oh, that just brought up stingrays. I don't know about that. But
unmarried women who are over 30, I think it's over 25, you're a spinster. Over 30, you're a thornback.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a thornback. Understood.
Girl, I don't know what I
am. A mess.
Lucky. Like, I don't know. Isn't he lovely? Yes, I am. Men are shit and they should die. Occasionally. And if it means that I have to die, oh well.
Okay.
I hate this dating scene. Not I won't say the dating scene. I hate this like online dating shit.
Yeah.
It is very weird. Don't enjoy it. It always I don't do well online. I don't translate, if you will. Because I want to have conversation. And you just want to see my titties. And, you know, that's fine. We can do that too. But I need more than one word answers to things.
Yeah.
I need more than hell yeah. Yup. Oh, shawty. What?
Yeah.
And I need you punctuation people. Like it really changed. Listen, I'm not like a huge grammar police, but if it changes the sentence,
Mm-hmm.
you need to put it in there.
Sure.
Like if I say you're my little fucking bitch,
Like you would.
but and then I like say you're my little fucking comma bitch, or I don't know. Like it's a difference between you're my little fucking bitch and you're my little fucking bitch. Like it's
Yes.
different. One of them is like you're a fucking bitch, and the other one is like you're the bitch that I'm fucking. Like
Yes.
it's a difference.
Yeah.
And punctuation changes that sort of thing. This was not the phrase that was used, but
No.
like
I hope
it
not.
took like we ended up getting in a fight over whatever he was saying. I was like, I don't understand what you are saying.
Mm.
And then it turns out he had misspelled Saturday, so I didn't even know he was talking about a day.
Uh-huh.
And then it was like all these acronyms and all this bullshit. I'm like, yo, we are over 35, B. Like, use words.
Yeah.
Be descriptive. We had English in school, and I know that some people didn't get cursive handwriting. That's fine. But we can use our words fully, wholly, or at least something that's like understandable. And if you don't get mad when I don't respond.
Mm.
Or when I respond with like a question mark, like what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that was my rant
It's
about
okay.
dating
Have
online.
you been out to like
No, I have not been out because these bitches can't get past the first few messages.
mm.
Because I can't like just spell.
That's a t-shirt.
Just like words,
Words.
phrases,
Descriptions.
sentences,
Please.
conjunction, junction. What's your motherfucking function? What is your function in this world if not to communicate thoroughly to the next person?
Yeah.
So no, I have not been out. I don't think I want to be out
Yeah.
with these people who I at this point it's a red flag. If you can't communicate like through text message in a way that has full words, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. Like you can put SAT and that means Saturday, but if you got J's and N's and L's and I'm supposed to just know that means Saturday night.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
No. Not for you.
not at all. It's not for me. I don't think it should be for anybody. Maybe the generation below me will be like, "Oh yeah, I totally understand that." But or the generation next below them, maybe
Did he
they doing
ask you did he ask
new
you if you
school.
had Riz?
No,
Okay.
because he's 45.
Well, I thought maybe he was a younger person parading as an older person, you know. Catfishing.
No, I hope not. I have slept with somebody who I thought was in their 40s,
Mhm.
and they promptly told me they were 26.
You thought they were in their 40s because they said they were in their 40s, or you
No,
made an
because
assumption?
they looked in their 40s. In like in the 40s.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about like you 40 years old. They clearly look like they was 43 to 47, like
Mhm.
somewhere in there.
Right.
And then I said something about Power Rangers. They had no idea what that meant. And I was like, oh, it's too young for you. And he was like, I'm 26. And I was like, get out. Get out. Get out.
Of you. Yeah.
get out. I mean, at that point, we were talking. So at that point, we had already done what we were going to do. And I was like, I was ready to do it again until you said that. And I was like,
Right.
get out.
Disembark. Yeah.
So he got his tidy whities and left.
Oh, I miss him. How's he doing? I don't know who you're talking about. What's up?
Oh, ew. No.
Sorry.
I would never. Never.
Damn it! Now I have to bleep out. Shit, we went the whole episode.
Well, you know that one time when he told me he was flat out gay, and I was like, can't handle this right now. You're not. Go back in the closet.
Oh, I love that moment. Somebody came out to you, spilled their heart, and you were like,
well, listen, I was going through a lot at that moment.
Right,
I was just like, nope, we're gonna no, because you can live in the closet. I can't live without transportation.
Right.
I gotta focus.
I gotta focus. Get out.
This tree has fallen on my car. So
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, timing, buddy.
Girl, he had the timing of hell. Like it was bad. It was bad. Oof. Shout out to you, little man.
Yeah, hope.
He's somewhere in an orchestra, I'm sure.
Oh, good for him.
Hopefully he's been touched willingly.
Yes, with love and respect.
So. Yes, by a male.
Well, this has been a weird episode, Tim. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Peanut butter and jelly is still good.
It's so good.
It's still good. Beans. I'm starting to understand why people like beans.
Are you getting into beans?
Yeah, like hard.
Nice.
Like, I think there's not a day this week that has gone by that I haven't eaten a bean of some sort. And at different kinds. Black beans, navy beans, cannella beans, broad beans, lima beans, all the beans. So good. Black eyed peas. Oh, so good. Anyway.
Nice.
So that's good. What else? Old white bitches. Okay.
Yeah, check.
Great. New dudes who look old. Like
check.
Yep. Being a middleman, don't like it.
Uncheck.
Yeah. And congratulations to Angeria.
That's right.
Yeah, our queen.
We have a new all-star.
Yes. And I've been watching Canada's Drag Race, the Canada versus the World or whatever. Has Eureka and a few of the other girls on there. That's good.
Nice.
Knowing the knowledge about Eureka and her hygiene. I'm noticing things like the girls, like their facial expressions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That are just like telling that I just didn't pay attention to before. And I'm just like, wow, yikes.
Yeah, that, and then Bob has shared some on the road stories which are not wonderful. I'm like, man,
because she was on 3 seasons of some, but my thing is also like she was around other people other than like drag queens. Did that smell just fit right in those towns, or was it like they were like, this is why we don't like drag queens because they stink? Like,
yeah,
like that sort of thing. It's weird. So people dial.
I will say she smelled great when I met her. She did not smell when we met. She had a neutral aroma.
Maybe that was her bathing for the week, or
she may have just washed them clothes, but she smelled fine. So thank you.
Good.
Maybe Tuesday's wash day.
So Dial soap, if you have nothing else that's not antibacterial. Dawn dish detergent is not naturally antibacterial. Just want to let you know. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Put some
Cool.
lotion on your knees. Um, love everybody as much as possible, and go Kamala.
Kamala, yes! I'm so
Yes,
excited. Thank you. Thank
yes.
you. Tim, what's
Kick
making you
that
live this?
fucking door down, man.
That's right. Tim, what's making you live this week?
Um, Vice President Kamala, Kamala.
Kamala, yeah.
Yes, she's making me live. I love watching her little everything she does. It's so like it's so black woman in like middle age. Like it's so weird. And she is half Indian of
Mm-hmm.
Indian descent. Yes, people, she is half Indian descent. But it's just very like I don't know. I just enjoy when people are like jovial, laughing, or just tell it like it is in a way that is very familiar to me.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
just
like that.
watching.
I just like that Gen Z got together and they had a meeting and they're like, we should make sure it happens, right? And they're just like taking care of all the online
Yeah,
memes and all the TikTok. And it's like
honestly,
Gen Z's is like, we
honestly,
we got this.
Gen Z is doing a lot of different things. Y'all don't realize Gen Z got Beyonce to do a whole commercial for Sacred, and she don't do commercials.
She don't.
She said, let me show you my hair since y'all keep talking. They said, Joe is too old, get out. And he did.
And he did. Walked right on out.
And they was like, okay, okay, okay. This is the first time the Divine Nine has supported a president. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know. It just things are looking different than how I thought they were going to be earlier this year. So
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks have just been wild.
yeah, I
From the
mean,
boat to home, it's like, holy shit.
I didn't even think you were
360.
going to ever get COVID again.
Yeah, been a
I didn't
while.
think drama was going to start happening in like the drag Richmond scene.
Yeah. Oh god.
We got a new, income. Well, we hope we have a new incumbent for president.
Yeah,
Um,
we do.
my God, it's
We
just
do.
a lot has gone on.
Yeah.
I'm getting cuter. I told somebody today I was 37. They were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, this is what we look like." I actually think that I don't think we look younger.
Mhm.
I think the younger people are looking older. So we're
Mm.
merging. So like people are like,
Mm.
"You look like you're 20." No, 20-year-olds just look older now.
Gotcha. We're meeting in the middle. Interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea.
Because I'm like, 60-year-olds just look like 40-year-olds now. It's like, why does, Taraji P, why is she 53? Like,
Yeah.
how does
How?
that work out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's time to go, y'all.
Carl Bear, what's making you live? Thank you. What's making me live this
Bear, what is making you live?
week?
Live.
Thank you, Timothy. I had 2 big concerts this week. I got to see Green Day live for the first time.
On holiday.
Oh, such a good live show. Smashing Pumpkins opened for them, 2 bands that are very important to my teenage years. Got to see them. And then, of course, Missy last night, which Missy
Ding,
Elliott.
ding, ding.
I think Missy Elliott has never done a tour because she was waiting the 30 years to plan out what she did last night. That
Yeah.
thing was wild.
Well, I really think that she was waiting for the aliens to tell her she could. Like,
Tell her it was okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Because clearly she's futuristic. She's something else. Like
yeah.
she has like a knowing that is further than like
Yeah.
we could fathom. The fact that you can listen to those like songs and they sound like they came out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
Wild.
it's crazy.
Timbaland, Let me tell you what Timbaland did. Timbaland opened the show.
I wish he would open me.
I know. He did a 30-minute segment where it's kind of like what Ludacris did when we saw him live, where Luda just like rapped all of his features for Tim. Timbaland just did you guys know I wrote this, and just would play part of the song. If he had a part of it, he would sing it, but then like Justin Timberland would do his part. What's the girl that he worked with? That
Nelly Furtado.
Nelly Furtado, all of her songs that he did. So he just did like a 30-minute set of all these choruses. He's like, that was me. I got to tell you, I'm so dumb. Had no idea he did Genuine's Pony. Like, now that I've heard it, obviously that's his sound. Yeah. But it was before he broke.
Yeah, but it's
And so it's 95. It's kind of early in his career.
Yeah.
So when Pony came on, I'm like, of course this is Timbaland. I was like, well, how did I not know that? It was so good. So good. So
God. Timbaland, if you ever want to work with me, or both.
If you got a big,
please
let me search it.
It's, you know what, even if you just have an average, that's fine. I just want to be in the room.
Miss Cece Sierra, she killed it. She did a great job. Yeah. She's amazing. And I know she's with Russell. I guess she doesn't really have to go on tour and work, but she went up there and did her thing.
She's got those kids. She don't have to do nothing. But
no, she got that NFL money. She ain't got to do nothing. But she's like, I'll go here and sing for you guys. 1-2 step. I got it.
Wait, remember these goodies? Like,
oh man, she opened the goodies. It was so good. Her goodies were good. So loving some live music, and I had a good week after finally giving over COVID. Tim, where can people find us?
You can find us anywhere you can find my nudes. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them on Periscope. You can find them on Christian Mingle. You can find them on Growler. You can find them on Grindr. You can find them mostly and importantly, maybe one day you'll see them on wearecubandchub.com.
That's right, wearecubandchub.com, where you can find out where to stream us, buy our merchandise, and see our gorgeous faces. Thank you everybody for listening. It's so good to be back with you guys in real time.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
I love you guys very, very much. 2024, Kamala, yes.
Bye.